Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of Urban Design on City Skylines with me, Priest. We're here in Verucchio and we are going to continue working on a couple of things. But before we do, I guess as usually and as always, I've got some explaining to do. Because since last episode, I did a Twitch stream yesterday. And we actually did quite a lot of work. It was mostly just pre-planning for this episode, but nonetheless it's work that had to be done, and I would have preferred to do it on Twitch, which is exactly what I've done. And this episode we can actually focus on some more interesting things. So first of all, one little complication that we were having with this industrial area is we weren't actually having any problems within the industrial area in terms of traffic. It's all kind of been solved and fixed. It's kind of fixed itself by the fact that we've got many now alternative or just extra connections coming in and out of this area, coming from external sources. So that's allowed the traffic to be split up instead of just be focused on just coming on one main entry point, which was happening earlier on and in with the diamond interchange over here. So what we've done is we were actually having trouble in getting vehicles and trucks to enter into our industrial area. So the industrial area was having a few problems where I was saying there's not enough goods to sell or not enough customers, and that's because the goods weren't getting out there into the shops as fast as possible because of the traffic jams. The traffic jams were actually occurring inside our industrial area, as I mentioned. It was actually happening on the highways. Because after we created this new highway link right over here into the industrial area, this was getting completely overused. Well, not overused, but it was getting used a lot. And in terms of especially around over here, because of this ramp, everyone was using this ramp, and still it gets used quite heavily. But this ramp was getting overused in terms of lane changing, because all the vehicles were trying to lane change into the far left lane over here in order to use that ramp to jump across. And so what was happening is that whole lane changing thing where the lane changes aren't really that great and it stops traffic, and it was just building traffic all the way back. So we were even past this little downtown intersection, and it was still going even further, and it was actually ending up somewhere around over here. So that's the severity of that little situation that we had. But we fixed it though. And that was purely just based on adding the extra connections like we were going to. So let me explain. Over here, during last night's Twitch stream, I was going to essentially connect this highway that comes on from over here towards the industrial area, because before what was happening was all the highway was going straight and over the bridge over here and then going through all these neighborhoods, and then essentially just using this one main highway, and it was just overloading just the one single solitary highway. So we've created last night on the Twitch session a couple of extra avenues to get to the industrial area. First being once the traffic, similar to like in Santa Carlo, we're making a little bypass over here, or an intersection where vehicles can also go straight in this direction and take the whole loop around, and then they come across the option of coming onto this ramp where they can go either straight or they can turn right over here and go towards the industrial area. So that's ease the pressure on the other highway, because as you can see there's quite a lot of usage on this highway. It's not severe at the moment, it's quite light, but still all these extra vehicles using this highway is all the extra vehicles that are less on the other highway. Now when I was building this intersection actually last night, I got a challenge from a viewer while we were on Twitch, and that was to build the cloverleaf. Now cloverleafs are not too bad. I mean, they're not too hard, or not too difficult, I should say, to build. But the one thing that I've always wanted to stay away from cloverleafs is because of the connecting on and off ramps always kind of intersect one another, and it causes a lot of merging issues. So I've made my own version of a cloverleaf, and it's one that where we don't get as much interaction between the ramps to cross over each other. Instead, what we've done is kind of made them pass each other so that they don't kind of affect each other. So essentially what you can see is normally what we would have is where we've got all these vehicles coming in over here, this would now come down to the ground level with the highway, and then we'd have a little strip where we have a little bit of an off ramp and an on ramp, all in the same location here. Now we've avoided that by pushing the on ramp underneath the off ramp and then doing the circular motion, and so the on ramp actually never has to cross or connect or ever communicate or ever be in the same area as the on ramp, so that way no traffic gets affected. And it's a slightly modified version of a cloverleaf. It still essentially functions pretty much the same. We've tried to make the corners as smooth as possible, and it seems to be working very well. Though we did have a few problems where we had to do right turns, that is. And so I've done quite symmetrically right turns that come off the ramps over here from the other side, and on the actual elevated highway I've actually made the right turns from the middle, from the elevated highway, to jump across and turn right. So it just also utilizes the lanes a little bit better, so that we've got more usage with ramps coming off on the left side and ramps coming off on the right side, depending where the vehicles need to go. So I was really proud of this. This was actually suggested on the stream by Pat Jar, and so I accepted that challenge, and it turned out to be quite okay and quite functional. It took me at least a couple of hours. I think this took me 2 hours to get right. There was a lot of manipulation and modifying and just trying to get it right, but it's turned out really good. And that couple of hours of sacrifice, or not sacrifice but fun, for me it was fun, has turned out to provide the city with a much needed extra connection. Now what we've done is also we've continued the road out to here where our double-decker highway bridge is, which goes into the downtown area. But last night we also experimented on something else, and that is the reverse highway interchange. I call it the Reversi, and we've called it the Supre Reversi, Supre being my cat, because when we were building this last night during the Twitch stream, she was always interfering with my microphone and just walking on my desk, so it ended up being called the Supre Reversi interchange. Now what do I mean by Reversi? Okay, so for instance, in this game we're actually playing on right-hand drive. So if we're looking at the highway like this, on the right side, the right highway, we're actually driving forward, and on the left side we're actually driving towards us. So that's the correct way of driving. Now, however, on the other side of the bridge we've actually flipped this around, and so over here, as you can see, on the right side we're driving towards us, and on the left side we're actually driving forward. So this had to create some creative ingenuity, and I don't think this has actually ever been done in City Skylines from any of the guys, to actually try and reverse the highway's highway direction. Even though it's right-hand drive, it's still remaining a right-hand drive, but actually we're using the left side to go forward instead of the right normally over here, and it's just for this little short segment. And it requires some extra creative ingenuity to connect, for example, because this highway right here is actually going straight, as you can see on the right, is actually going forward on the right side, and on the left side it's actually going towards us. So, and the highway just above over here is doing the opposite. So we have to find a way to make those two kind of overlap each other and join up smoothly. And that's exactly what we have done. So essentially a quick example is we've got this highway coming from our left, and so we've got the ramp which normally to turn right turns right over here and joins up to this highway, but normally this ramp right here should be connecting to this highway right here. But instead, because everything's in reverse around over here, we've had to jump this highway across to the other highway. So I hope that kind of explains what we did fairly well. It's not yet being it's not yet being utilized. We have seen a few vehicles use it, so it does work, and I think it looks quite fascinating and different that we're gonna have vehicles running in kind of conflicting directions, but then they end up on the right side or direction anyway. Now we've also added some extra on and off ramps around over here, so for potential like neighborhoods or industrial areas, I'm not yet sure entirely what's going to go on here, but yeah, that's exactly what we've done pretty much over here. So that was last night's stream. So this stream we can actually get back onto developing the city, because we've alleviated all our issues with traffic, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So for this episode, what I'm considering of doing is actually expanding on our neighborhood area right over here in this little extra area that we have available over here, and also I'm considering of starting work on our next dam, and hopefully it won't conflict too much with the other dam, so it's something that we're going to have to try out and see. So let's get straight into it. So yes, as you can see, there are still a couple of buildings here and there that are struggling to not enough buyers of products, but that will clear out soon enough, especially when we keep expanding these local areas. So we do have a bit of demand right now for commercial, so that's what we're going to do is we're going to provide some more commercial spacing, like so. But not only that, let's see, because I want to make sure that we can also potentially add a car park underneath over here. So let's see, we go into our parks, and this will have to overlap, and that does overlap. And now we can go into our sunken plaza, if we can find it, right here, place that there. There we go. So we've added a couple more areas for shopping near our industrial area, and this is like kind of a main avenue which will join these neighborhoods up with these avenues. So it's like a bit of an in-between shopping district, and hopefully these shops as well will be requiring quite a lot of resources, or say things from the industrial area. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some things from this industrial area to come around over here, so a closer distance to get to some commercial districts. Now we've got a bit of highway build up over here, so this is something that we didn't see happen yesterday, so it's something we're going to have to consider in the near future to try and resolve this. Now people have come up actually with some really good ideas of creating some roundabouts over here, because yeah, since last episode I guess also we did do perhaps another stream before that, I think straight after the recording. Yes, we did, and we've expanded quite a lot of our industry as well, which I forgot to mention. So someone suggested actually a very good suggestion to make a roundabout over here. That would have taken up quite a lot of space, but I think it would have functioned relatively well, and we, I guess, can still be open to that idea. But first we'll see just how this kind of area works itself out. Worst case scenario, we can kind of fix this area up. So we'll see how things go. At the moment, I think this may cause a few issues because this is just getting longer and longer. So let's just see on this speed if this area can clear itself out. I think it should be able to clear itself out. What we can do is create some manually timed lights over here in order to ease the congestion. Wow, these lights are going on for quite some time now. This is nice. That was good. That actually got quite a few vehicles out of here, but it's still building quite a lot. So we might have to actually manage these traffic lights manually ourselves. And we can do that through Traffic Manager. So I'll show you guys how to do this. So Traffic Manager, I'll go timed traffic lights, and this little box shows up. Select nodes. So we'll select these lights right here. And so the first thing that we're going to do on these lights is press next. So essentially now that we've pressed next, we get a little indication over here of what's going on. So let me show you what's going on. I'm going to add a state. So first I'm going to turn these lights, oh no, we press add a state. So the first state is these lights need to turn green, as do these lights. So these lights will be working together in a sort of a straight moment. Okay. These pedestrian lights will be turned on over here. That's fine. Okay, and so this is going to be on for about, say, 12 seconds. I reckon 12 seconds sounds good. Okay, so we'll add that. Then we'll add another state. And we'll turn these lights off, and these on. And with that, what does change mode do? Oh, we can even add extra lighting. Okay, so hold on. This is actually gonna be pretty good, I think. Change time traffic lights. This one next. So I'm just considering whether or not change mode. Okay. Because this, if we're gonna act this as a straight, we'll see what we can do. So let's turn that off. Everything's off. So if we turn these lights to turn on like that, and we turn these lights to turn on like that, because most of these vehicles coming from this avenue want to go right. We'll have very rarely vehicles going left over here. So in this situation, what we need to do, what we had on before, I think was working out pretty well actually. I don't think we'll have any or too many issues. So all these vehicles, yeah, they're jumping straight across, so these lights need to be all individual. Okay, so what we can do is change mode to normal, change mode to normal. So when these two lights are on, so, and this is pedestrian lights, pedestrian crossing is on, that's on, that's on. Okay, so we'll add that for 12 seconds. Now we'll add another state. And in this state, what we're going to do is when these lights are off, and, or actually no, when these lights are off, these lights are not entirely off. When these lights are on, there we go, going straight and that way, these lights are going to stay off. Now these lights though will continue the left lane turning, and this can go on for about, let's just say 8 seconds or 7 seconds, 5, 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about 6 seconds will do us, I reckon. Okay, so we'll add that as a state. Add state. Okay. So now, that's fine. That's fine. So let's see how this works. Let's start this routine. Now you're struggling to get through. And that's going to build up now a lot. That worked quite well actually. Just the timing's a little bit off, and these lights need to be modified unfortunately, so remove. And manage manual traffic lights. No. Time traffic lights. Okay, so next. I apologize if this is kind of boring for some of you. I want to make sure that this is all going to turn out well though. So the first state is these lights are going to be turned off. Oh, sorry, add state. So off, these lights can be turned on. So when these lights are turned on, we're going to go menu change mode over here and turn these signal lights to turn that way on. Now these lights are off, these lights are on. So let's see. That can be turned on and that can be turned on. Okay, so this is going to stay on for about 10 seconds. We'll add that state. Next state is... let's see. That light... add state. This light turns off. As does... How are these guys splitting up? They're kind of splitting on both lanes. So when this light turns green to turn in that direction, this needs to stay red. So that means this has to turn on for both. And this one, I think, can stay on. So the split is relatively good, I think. Splitting between both lanes. 10 seconds as well. I think that works. I think that works really well. Okay, so we'll leave that as 10 seconds as well. Now we'll add another state. So in this state, we're going to... What are we going to do in this state now? The next state. So these lights need to stay on, I think. I'm a bit confused now. I just confused myself a lot. Forgive me, I know you guys will be adding comments and going crazy about this. Okay, so first state. So this state now. Let's just start this, I guess, eh? Oh no, first we have to... Okay, so... We need the signals to turn on to turn in that way. So what we need is for, in this state, this light to turn that color, this... Yes, so that... Wait, what we had was... This, when this turns on, this needs to turn off. No. When that turns off, we need, because we need to turn this one on. This one hasn't been turned on, so we need to turn that one on. When we turn that one on, this one, we can turn that on, turn that off, and then turn that off, and that can stay on. Now, when we've done that, we can turn these. That can be changed to auto, auto, auto. Okay. And add. So let's start. Let's see how this works. highway build-up over here isn't that bad. Now this should be allowing you guys to turn, but you're not. Why is that happening? You should be able to get through. Maybe not. Okay, doesn't matter. Look, we'll remove this. I can fix that up later off camera, but at least you guys can see kind of how the thing works. No, let's not do that. Okay, so it's not yet that bad, this traffic situation. If it gets worse, we can easily fix this. Or you know what? For now, we'll just do switch lights off and let you guys just free roam it for the time being. I think that will work just for now. We can fix that up later. Other than that, we don't have any real traffic issues around over here. And now we do actually have a bit of build up over here, but we won't focus on that. Let's actually start focusing on some developmental work. So, over here, let's see what we can do. We need to go into collide. I'm going to draw up a line around over here, and just so that we can make a connection over here, and we'll see what we can do around over here as well in terms of making a nice little neighborhood like so. This can go up. This road now can... Now this is going to be a very small neighborhood, I can already see. But it will be a neighborhood nonetheless. So this is actually going to end up being a cul-de-sac around over here. Like so. Now this road is going to come out and come in this direction. Come in this direction, and we're going to join this up like so. Now let's see what we can do over here. It'd be easy to just make cul-de-sacs, but that'd be a bit bland, I think. So if we were to make a road like this, something that goes in this direction, something like that. Now we can actually push that out over here, join that up over here, there we go. And now let's see, if we were to push a road going in this direction, maybe not, in this direction, that does a pretty good job, I think. What's that? 7 by 5. Remove that. What's that? 12 by 5. So let's go out by 7 units and join it up like this. Okay, that's fine. It's like a little extra neighborhood. Okay, so now we need to make sure that we're going to have power transferring over, which we will. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll start zoning some actual housing around over here. Some of these housing, this area is going to be not too ideally located. I mean, look at that. Look what these houses have got in front of them. Land value is not going to be like on the agenda over here, I don't think. How's the pollution? How's the pollution? Pollution's not that bad actually around here. I mean, over here it is, but it doesn't actually creep over too badly. So we'll add some trees and other decorative things as well. So it might make it not look as bad as it may seem. Okay. So I'm actually just going to jump in and draw this up. I mean, cover it all up like this. Okay, let's get some edumacations in. And that will cover this whole area up very nicely as well. Draw up some more edumacations. And perhaps like a park or something. Dog park is always nice. You can't go wrong with a dog park. And let's see, what else do we have? Basketball court. Right next to the high school. Sorry, right next to the school, or opposite side of the school. Like right there, that's fine. Okay, that's all covered up. Beautiful. So we'll start getting a bit more increase in population. Okay, so as you can see, no traffic lights here. Everything clears out much faster, so we're gonna have to figure out how to do something similar. Why do we have a bus here? Where is this bus coming from? It's made a U-turn somehow. I have no idea how. But okay. Why are you guys making U-turns here? There's nothing here. What? How is that possible? That must be like some sort of a bug. Uh-oh. Let's see. Pillars collide. No more U-turning here. Come on. I think that may have fixed the issue. Okay. So this population needs to keep zoning up. There we go. So around over here we can potentially add something different, like a park or something. What do we have? Park with trees. Small playground. That will do nicely right there. Like that. And perhaps another small playground like right over here. Let's zone some more housing all the way through. And now we'll just wait for this area to start expanding. And once it finishes expanding, we'll be able to decorate it. Now let's work on our dam. So first things first. One thing that has to be done before we start working on this dam is I want to make this highway over here a little bit flatter or better connected. So, because it's a bit hilly around over here. So we're going to jump into the terraforming tool. Jump into, say, something about that height. Yep, copy this. And now let's just push this forward in this direction. Something like that. Okay. And from this, we're going to have to smooth this area, whole area out now. And now let's see what we can do with this highway. I'm going to push this forward around to here. Something like that. Something like this. Now over here I want to connect this highway to go somewhere in this general direction like so. And so what I need to do is build a road, couple of road guides like this, so I can make this highway perfectly parallel all the way through. So this over here, join up, this over here, join up. Remove, 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 remove all that. Change the direction of that, and this needs to be changed. Okay, so that's all heading off in a good direction. Now, the next thing that we need to consider is pushing this actually a little bit down around over here, because we need to make sure that we can build our dam. So let's see if we can copy this, say that height, and push this down somewhere around over here like that. Okay. Now what I want to do is get the smoothing tool, much smaller range. Oh, no. Copy this height level over here that we were using. Like that, like so. Just try and smooth this out as much as possible. Okay. Now, I think that might be a little bit not right, so just give me 1 second, guys. I'll figure this out the way I want it to be done. Okay, so now over here what I need is a road that will kind of follow this road, and let's see, this out to here. So we've got a bit of space over here to make like a bit of a steep hill or something like that. Now, how can I make this follow? Down to here, down to there. Okay, so that works. Now this can go down to here, remove that, and there we go, that's fine. So what I need to do is move it off in this direction, move this off in this direction, or not even, don't need that. And now just join this road up like so. Okay, and now let's just try and see if we can smooth this area out. No, smooth. So, no. Copy this and push this road all the way out to here. Okay. So now let's just do this trial run of smoothing this out. So that actually works out pretty well in terms of what I want to do. We'll put some barriers around over here or something as well. Okay, and so from this now, let's see, we're gonna have to grab this tool and smooth this out a lot more. Out like this, and smoothing time. Now let's see what we can do with these highways. Will we be able to connect these up nicely? Oh wait, before we do, these highways might end up going underground. That's what we might do. So hold on, copy this, let's push this out forward in this direction. Something like this, okay. Now I need to do the same on this side as well. So copy this. Yeah, that's fine. We can smooth it out on the other edge, on the other side. So push it out over here. So this is kind of where our main dam is going to be. Okay, and we can go over the border. Yes, we can. So we can kind of smooth this hole out even better. Smooth the transition. Okay, so let's grab the smoothing tool now. Okay, that's a really severe. Just copy this and push this all the way out to here. And now let's grab a much larger smoothing tool. Smooth this out as much as we can. Might actually have to even lower this a little bit. There we go, and do a bit more smoothing. Okay, I like the way that looks. One thing I'm going to have to make sure is that this dam is going to be lower than the actual, what do we call it? There we go. So we can actually remove these guides, I think, from here. And this will start heading upwards, even though it's, wow, very steep. Let's see if we can just plateau this out a little bit and do some more smoothing. So this will be a nice, interesting area. Quite hilly. Okay, so I think we can get away with this. Now, one thing that I need to do is we need to also kind of reduce the level. Oh, no, that's way too big. Just reduce the level around over here so that we can get kind of better access running into this area. Faster access, I should say. Remove these trees from here. Let's grab the tree brush tool. Just remove these trees around over here. And this will probably make this little stream become very, very large now. And this should split this river up quite well. And this should be able to provide us with quite a nice amount of electricity, hopefully. So let's see what we can do now with this. Going to our electricity, hydropower dam. So from here across out to this side. Now that's way, way higher. We've got a floating car here. What is that? Oh, because we need to pause the game still for a second. Okay. So we cut that link off, didn't we? That's no good. Okay, so if we were to place this here like so, or from up here to here, what does that give us? Not enough height. This to here. Like that. So it's a bit of a smaller dam, but that will surely work. That will surely work. Right, so now let's just grab ourselves with this tool. The straight road tool. Street road tool. This can come out to here. What's that? 9 by 13. So let's just go out by another 4 clicks, and now we can just join this up smoothly like that. So this dam can actually like properly be connected as well. We can add perhaps like some sort of facilities around over here or something like that. We'll see. Okay, so now with that done, what we need to do is build this road to go straight, I think. Just for a little bit, or maybe not. Let's just go out by 10 and cut in by 10, 90-degree angle. That actually creates a horrible gradient, and I don't like that. So let's go down in size, copy this, and push this all out to be the same height around over here. Like so. And now we'll be able to start working with this. So let's grab this road tool, 10 units by 10 units, 90-degree angle, perfect. Okay, so now we can lower the terrain around over here. So let's just jump into this. You can see how much work this actually does require. So copy this height level. Let's increase the height. Oh, the size, not the height. I'm kind of reducing the height here. Okay, so this area is going to kind of plateau itself out. Let's increase the size a little bit more now. Even more. There we go. This might be a little bit easier now. And now we'll smooth this out. Okay. And there we go. We've got our little dam segment in place. I like that. So now the next step for me is to continue this road in this direction. So let's see if we can copy this height level. Oy, copy this height level. Not flatten. Copy this height level. Push this through over here. Like so. Okay, and now let's just push this road across over here like that. Perfect. And we'll be able to build something around over here. And the next thing is that we have to do is join this highway up. So this actually won't be too difficult, I don't think. What we can do is bulldoze this little segment of highway that we built. We can start pushing this down into a tunnel. So let's get this joined up. Alright, so now over here, let's just push, copy this. Oh, no, it's not smooth. Copy this, push this out in this direction. Just join it up like that. We can smooth this out without any problems. Like so. Now this highway segment needs to start going down. (24 by 24). Let's start it first, the normal. 12 units by 12. Okay. Over here as well, 12 by 12. Okay, that's roughly even. Now, let's just push this all the way down to, say, let's see. Down, 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 down. I think what we need to do is see how far deep down this goes. Because we will have to create a connection that exits. So if we make an exit point like right, say right around there like that, it's actually not too bad. We can... Don't like that entry point into the tunnel though. Really don't like that entry point into the tunnel. So let's go down. Remove that and that. So we might, what I might do is, this area is pretty much will be set in place. So we might push this out by, say, another 8 units, 9 units. We might have to level the terrain here first though. So let's just copy this, remove these ramps temporarily. Copy the height level that this highway is on so that we can copy kind of a nice even road. Okay, now let's push one of these across like so. Now we're going to need one of these to join up over here. Let's go out by another 6 and by another 6 or even further. Another 6 and then join up another road. There we go. No, we have to kind of watch out here so we don't push too far. Let's just do that. That will work. This out to here, even. Okay. Now, what we need to do is increase the height here of this area. Like that. Now the next step is that's actually, we might have to push this back a little bit, unfortunately. Just looking at it, I apologize. I know this may get a little bit frustrating, but I want things to be right so that later we won't have to worry about things. Okay, so I'm happy with that. It's just so that we can make a smooth transition. Okay, so once this highway goes, let's see. Once this goes in to the tunnel, that's actually flat, is it? Yes, it is. So we'll go out by 8 units. Over here as well. 8 units. Roughly there or thereabouts. Okay. I'm happy with that. Remove that. Remove that. Okay, so once we're in the tunnels, we don't really have to worry about how if it bends too much up or down, as long as we can just get the connection done. This to here, this to here, there we go. Change the direction of that. Now change the direction of that and that. And now it's just a simple matter of connecting this ramp up to here. And this ramp up to somewhere to go down to here and then join up like that. This whole interchange is still temporary as long as we've just got the main connections hooked up. So we've got our main connections hooked up here. So that's good, and we can continue the simulation now. So we've got the tunnel all done and connected. One thing that we can do is smooth this terrain out, I think, now. Wait, no. Smooth a little bit. There we go. And we'll see how this area works and builds up once the dam fills up. So this will be the last thing that we do for this episode. So while this fills up, and we've got it on speed 2 so it doesn't take too long, hopefully, we'll head back to our little neighborhood that we established, and it's still developing. Okay, well, we were on pause for quite some time though while we were building we were building this dam, and hopefully this will be able to produce us quite a bit more power. Obviously we're going to go into the red now slightly. Well, that's not the end of the world for us though. Let's just see if we can increase the taxes just temporarily to help us survive. Let's see. Oh, actually no, what we can do is just turn this off. Let's not pay for that. Why should we be paying for this when it's not operational yet? There we go. Now we'll go into the positive. And so when we turn this to go into operation, we'll see how much power we're getting out of it. And then when we have a surplus, we can adjust the budget accordingly. Yeah, this will easily work. It's going to be a perfect dam. The water's building up. I'm just hoping that these two dams will be able to work together. That's all I'm hoping for. I've actually never had two dams working on the same water source in a way. Although this is a really big river. This should be able to support this area quite nicely, I think. It's just how much water flow are you going to get into here? That's the other question. It seems like we're getting quite a lot more than what we were before. So just hoping that the dam is actually on a level that is actually lower than the water source. That's one thing that I'm just hoping for. I think it is. I think it will be. Yeah, it will be lower. Just looking at this, we'll still have like a tiny little bit of a waterfall happening here, but not waterfall, it'll be just kind of water streaming downwards a little bit. Alright, so while that's developing, let's see how our neighborhood is doing around over here. Slowly but surely. Okay, so that's good. Let's see if we can add some decorations around over here now. So let's go into our trees. Not the tree brush mod, please. I'm not interested in the tree brush for this. Okay, so we'll start by adding a few of these trees in. This is a slightly different type of tree compared to what we've been using. This is the alder tree. There we go. And we'll start adding a few of these. Our usual number 2. And we'll add a few pine trees. At least this little area is starting to now take shape. There we go. Come on, people, hurry up and move in. Over here, I'm not sure if we should actually add something like a shop or two around over here. Perhaps we could. Or at least over here. Let's do it. Let's add a couple more shops around over here, like so. These citizens do require a bit of shopping around their area. So let's just see this develop. Alright, so water is still filling. This is going to take some time to fill, I reckon. Let's increase the speed to 3. Doesn't really do much of a change. The processor, I don't think, can push the processing any more than what it's capable of already. So we're just going to have to wait this out a little bit. So let's see. We got car washes. Nice, with different colors. That's a nice mod that I downloaded. I don't know who it's by. I think it's Gula's work. Of a car wash. It ends up looking really good. What's this? Alright, so this is an actual building now. Okay. Pennies. Okay. Knock 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 penny. Knock 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 penny. Knock 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 penny. Guess you all know what that's from. Okay, so let's see. We do have space here for also another trash incinerator. So let's plop that down. Small one. Just an advanced one. Although these might be a little bit close. We can kind of hide it though. We're not actually going to turn it on for now though. Oh, lots of people not happy with that. Does that work over here? I think it does. Especially once we surround it with trees and all that other fancy jazz and stuff. It should be fine. We'll just start decorating a little bit. We haven't done too much decoration lately. We've been doing a lot of designing work on highways. So let's just do a bit of this good old stuff. Yeah, that covers it up. That covers this area up pretty well, these trees. That does a pretty good job. We'll add also a few pine trees. If we can find them. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely sensational. Very happy with the way this is turning out. Now over here, this little stretch of road, we can actually upgrade this. Because it's part of a residential zone, it won't probably get affected as much as these industrial areas. Ooh, space already occupied. Oh, because of the fencing, so we can't upgrade that unless we remove the fencing. And, okay. So we can leave it like that for now. We can upgrade it. I can do that in my own time because it's going to require a lot of work with the fencing, replacing the fencing. So right now, because I don't want to overlap it, because then we'll remove all the buildings that have built up over here. Okay, so now jump into our trees. Maybe a few more shops around here. Never know what might pop up. We do have the demand for some shops, so I guess we can utilize the space a little bit better. What we can do as well is protect these homes over here at the back from this railway line, from any potential noise pollution that might be coming. Well, it's not being utilized a lot yet, but once we start connecting more rails through the city, it's definitely going to be an issue. So it's something that I just want to resolve right now. And also, it would just make this area look more complete. I know I say that every single time, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Once we start filling in like the details of it, like a little neighborhood and all that, it just makes these areas look so much prettier. And these areas will really stick out because these areas are right next to the industrial zone. It'll make them really stick out quite a lot more. Right, so let's place a few more of these. I think this area is pretty much done. We'll have to quickly jump back to the dam, see how that's going so that it doesn't overflow. Okay, sorry for the seagull noises. I still have to change those fencing little assets so it doesn't actually come with the seagulls, because it's really frustrating and annoying to hearing all that all the time. So I still haven't gotten around to that. Okay. Add some more trees around over here. Let's see. Where's our good old number 2? Okay, let's add some pine trees. Bam. Bam. The, and one over here. There we go. Can add a couple around over here. Gonna have to do the other side of the railway tracks as well with some trees. Okay. And around over here, let's see if we can add a little bit of a side street. How's our first dam doing? Our dam is still filling. Still a lot of work that needs to be done. So that gives us some more time around here to operate and just do a bit of detailing. So I don't see why we shouldn't. Okay. Over here, let's add a bit more detailing as well with the footpaths, I reckon. This footpath overlap. So say from over here to here, we can just do without the snapping, please. There we go. Excuse me. Wow. Once the sneezes start with me, they don't stop, do they? Okay, so some more trees. some pine trees, and so this whole area will look absolutely sensational, I reckon, once we're finished. Now the next little thing that I wanted to do was actually, I was curious to see if we can import like a cemetery around over here. So let's see, because this is a pretty big open area, we may as well kind of try and utilize it a little bit better. So let's just try and get a dirt road. Pop a dirt road here. That creates traffic lights. We don't really want traffic lights here. We'll remove them. Pop that here like so. Switch the lights off because it's only a dead end. And we'll add a... Oh, we can't fit a cemetery in. Well, there you go. We can fit it over here. Yes, but not over here. Unless we probably overlap it. No, yes, no, yes, but it overlaps onto the actual rail network, so I don't want to do that, so I'm actually going to work off the rail network. Now, is that going to provide us with enough space? No, we need to push it down a little bit further. That's fine, not a problem. We can push that like that, this down like so. And now this should be able to provide us with the space that we require to provide a cemetery, and it will. First, we also need to find a way to connect this road up, so from here to here, join this up like so, and switch lights off. Okay, and now that it does work for us pretty well. So I'll just plop that in here. Power should be able to transfer through. No water. No water will not be able to transfer through. Okay, so if we just push that out to there, that should cover everything. Yes, it does. And now, a bit more decorating. There we go. And I guess we could also perhaps add a crematorium somewhere around here soon enough. We can definitely keep working on a few... Wow, look at this area. That's busy. This car park. That's good to see though. Very good to see. Now this has got a bit of a gradient and steep hill around here. I don't like this, so let's see if we can smooth this out. Okay, now let's see if we can get another car park in, because the car park is very low lying, and so it can kind of work well underneath the actual bridge. So let's go into overlap like so. Now we can go into collide and start zoning some commercial shops. Around over here. Just like that, like so. And here as well, and here as well. There we go. So we'll see how this develops. Right, how's our dam doing? Dam is still filling. Still filling, but it's slowly getting there. Still got water pouring in quite nicely. And we're making some decent money as well, so this is nice to see. We're going to have to add some public transportation over here eventually as well. So while we're still waiting, let's do a bit more decorating, hey? I'm going to keep plopping some trees in. Why is that like that? I don't like that. Okay. I really like the way that's turned out. Now we gotta just plot a few of these other trees in. Okay. A few more over here. Trees just make everything look so much prettier and better, don't they? Okay, so now I'm thinking we can just close this off, this whole area off like this. Let's actually try and get the brush tool for this area. No, you see the brush tool is not very good. Even if we increase, oh there we go. We increase the strength just a tad and it will do the job quite nicely. It's not dense enough, not as dense as I'd like it to be. It will do the job. Now we'll add these individually. There we go. Okay, beautiful. This whole area is just joined up real nice now. It's joined up really nicely. I'm really liking this quite a lot. So right now that dam is still going to be filling, so we're just going to finish this area. I guess this episode, it's been quite a lot of tree planting as well just on the back end, but we're just waiting for that dam to finish. And as soon as it does, we'll finish this episode and we'll activate the dam, modify the finances, and see just how everything is in general working out for us. It'll be a nice finale that we've done the dam, our secondary dam. We've done another new neighborhood, which will still have to be named. I've got from the list, which I will do. And there we go. Beautiful. And we'll add a few more of these pine trees. Just at random locations, not too many. There we go. Absolutely sensational. Fantastic. I really do like this. Let's just upgrade this avenue over here as well before we leave. Okay, to something like that. Now, the dam. Still filling. Wow, there must be so much water here. I remember this dam took forever to fill up. This one up here took a very long time. This one's still filling. As long as it keeps filling, it's fine. Just, come on. A little bit faster, please. Guess we can kind of help it along also by smoothing the terrain out a little bit here. I'll kind of induce a little bit more flow in. Hopefully, anyway. That's exactly what it will do. Come on, fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up. Because we've done all the work that we require over here. Opposite Steelbrook, Redmond. And this new neighborhood. Now, I'm not going to connect any buses yet because... oh, we could connect the metro service though. Potentially we could connect a metro line because there is a metro line already over here connected somewhere. Right over here. So a metro line wouldn't be bad. It'd be a pretty nice loop actually. we'll have to consider this. Not for now though. Because yeah, I'm not going to add a bus line here because I'm uncertain yet of where things are going to be heading. And where the metro station is going to be placed. Most likely probably in this corner here. Or in this corner. That seems like probably the most logical location. Okay, so I guess it's just a waiting game right now. It's all I can do because I've done pretty much everything that I wanted for this episode, so we can just wait this out. I guess I can see if there's anything else that we need to see. Just monitor, because we haven't been on the other side of the city for quite some time. This area is still, well, functioning, so this is good. Nothing has been upgraded because we haven't been focusing on anything around over here. So that's absolutely fine. No problems here. And these waterways are working as well quite fine, so that's good as well. Oh look, this has dried up because there's no water coming through. But don't worry, when we turn the dam on, we'll have plenty of water coming through here. We might even have to look out and like modify the terrain over here because it might actually overflow if we get excess coming out of the dam. We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting very close. Getting very, very close now to requiring to turn that dam on. Now, something I really like is this highway. It's kind of going in between two mountainsides. I really like the way that looks. Actually, something that I really like, and I might actually work on right now, is just the idea of, I like this, how this is kind of bordering, oh no, how this is kind of just bordering this highway, and I'd like to do that on this side as well, and perhaps we can make like a connection over the top. Now let's just copy this and no, make this smaller, much smaller. Okay, let's just remove all of this stuff from here and perhaps like make a connection of like an avenue which will join up both sides. We won't make any ramp connections, it's just going to be an interconnecting piece, that's all. Or we might make an off-ramp. We might make an off-ramp. So let's see what we can do. If we were to push this up over here, like so, maybe a little bit further up, say around to here. And now let's make this avenue jump across over here, remove that, and jump this avenue out to here. We're going to have to jump up a couple of height levels, I assume. So around to here. Jump that across to here. Now that's not the same height now, is it? Oh, there we are. Now it is. Okay. And we'll have like a bit of an avenue like this, just jumping across. That's not too bad, is it? And now make this go up, but first before we do that we just got to smooth this terrain out just a tad around over here, and this terrain as well needs to be smoothed out around over here so that we can push this avenue straight in sort of that direction, and this one as well in that sort of direction. Right, so how's our dam? Oh, still filling. And then if these areas are going to be neighborhoods, they can kind of all meet up with this with this avenue here. That's going to be okay, I think. Just draw a temporary road which joins up across. Pause the game. No, don't pause the game. What height level is that? 3. Really? That's really low. Can get away with doing something like this. Don't need that actually. Push this out to here. Wait, no. This needs to be pushed down to 0. So remove that. Okay, so that actual guide was required. My bad. There you go, you learn from your mistakes. So push that out to here. Oh, actually, let's do this straight. Gonna need another road to act as a guide for me, unfortunately. Wait, why is that making that? I don't like that. Remove that. Build that there. There we go. Now. Let's build this up in this direction like so. Okay. And we'll force you to go down now. By so much. Keep going straight, don't be shy. You're gonna have to watch out because we're gonna have extra ramps around over here, I think. This now has to just keep going straight. And we'll just join you up. Say roughly around somewhere over here like that. Okay. So that will be an extra connection. Our dam still filling. Getting very close though now. Okay, so now this area, let's turn the brush off and let's get a bit of our... Oh, we might not need to, we can't do that here. It's just come across my mind because we need to do the ramp which goes in the other way as well. So that's a no-no. Apologies for wasting time. That can stay here though. We can leave this avenue bridge here, but yeah, we're gonna have to connect the right direction over here into these neighborhoods, so that's not actually gonna we can't do that. So that's only a permanent only crossover point, and we will push it further back if we so have to. Alright, so the water is nearly up. Come on, we're so close. Hasn't affected anything here so far, has it? No, that's still pumping out water without any issues. So that's good to see. We're also going to have to monitor how this is going to be pumping out water. So, come on, it's just about there. Bit more height needs to be added. Now, the cool thing is, once we finish this city, we will do a disaster, and what we can do is do a double tsunami disaster. How cool is that going to be? We got two hydropower plants that are holding back a lot of water. Imagine 2 of these getting removed. They're going to get this whole island and everything here is just going to get absolutely swarmed with water. It's going to be so cool. Okay, so still filling. This side is a bit lazy over here, but it will fill. I'm just thinking if we should turn it on now. It's not quite high enough just yet. No, because it's kind of weaving one side to the other. This side is now kind of almost overflowing, but now this side has gone down. You know, the middle is going to go up, this side's going to go down, this side's going to go up. It kind of goes back and forth, back and forth. So we just got to wait a little bit longer. We're nearly there. We're so close. Okay, I think... Not just yet, not just yet. Hold our horses. Okay. I think another half a minute to a minute and it'll be full. We're going at maximum speed, but obviously the maximum speed can only go at a certain speed. Unfortunately, this is why I want to upgrade my processor. Okay, still filling, still filling. Select it. And the magic power button is right here. Do we turn it on? Do we turn the dam on? Not yet. Okay, I think we're about there now. Not yet. Not yet. We can wait a little bit longer. Alright, let's turn it on. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we don't lose too much money out of this. We might have to reduce the budget in order to stabilize the budget. Reduce the electricity budget to stabilize the entire budget, because we will probably go into the red because of this. We'll see how things are going. It's not turned on just yet, because this will probably create quite a lot of power. With true power hydropower plants, this city will be mostly running on hydropower, which will be absolutely awesome. Come on, come on, when are you going to turn on? Still filling. You must be still filling. Come on. Turn it on a bit prematurely, I reckon. We're so close. There we are. Just it flickered on and off. Come on, you can do it. You can do this. There we go, it's on. It's officially operating now. And we'll see how much water comes out of this. Even though we're only at, what, 90% budget? Or 90% budget for our electricity. There we go, it's gone back down to 0, because the water's still stabilizing itself. It's still floating from left to right. Once the actual water just stabilizes itself. So we still, and the good thing is we can still see that we've got a solid amount of water entering here. So that's a very good thing to see. So once the water stabilizes itself, this dam will start functioning properly. 96 output, 112 at the moment. $80. 96. 112. It's just fluctuating at the moment. If worst comes to worst, we might break this a little bit open a little bit more, so that we can allow for more water to pour in. Because I want to make sure that this reservoir gets more than enough water for this to be able to function properly. 128, that's the most I've seen so far. 144, so it is going up now. Ever so slightly. 160. Yes, I'm so happy. So happy. 208. 224, awesome. Come on, keep going, don't be shy. is the output. We might have to watch out because the output might be greater than what the input of water is. So if that's the case, then we're going to have to open that bank up a little bit more so that we can get more flow of water coming into here. Okay, so this one's operating. How's this dam now operating over here? This dam is still operating at its normal rates, I think. Which is good. 1300 or something like that. And this one 144 something. So it's a bit stagnant here. It's 200 something we saw it go up to the most. So all it is, we're gonna have to wait this out and figure it out, because I mean the dam's working, so that's good, and we'll definitely get a lot more power out of it. It's just we got to see if we can force more water into and through it, because this dam is definitely providing or getting a lot of water resource coming into it, and it just needs to get it all out as fast as possible in order for this top area not to overflow. So this as well we'll have to, and see it's turned off right now, so it's something we're gonna have to definitely mess around with. But that's it, guys. That's it for now. Sorry for the long episode, but we had quite a bit of important work to do, especially with this dam, and it will be fantastic once we actually surround the dam with like residents and all that kind of fancy stuff as well. And will be looking good as well once we start filling up these whole nice new neighborhood areas around here, and perhaps start filling in like a specialization industry over here with ore. I reckon that will be nice to do. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. If you're a new viewer and you enjoyed this episode, would like to continue seeing the further development of this city, don't be shy to leave a comment and like or subscribe to the YouTube page. We'll be definitely releasing a lot more episodes in the near future. Don't forget to also subscribe on Twitch. I do tend to do quite a few Twitch streams now, where I like to do a lot of off-work camera from YouTube, like kind of preparation work for whenever I have to do episodes. And also like the Facebook page as well, guys, link below, because whenever I usually try and put up as many nice photos as I can from development of the city, and also like when I'm actually recording or when I'm streaming, so that you guys can be well aware of when you guys can expect new episodes or to catch up live with me on Twitch. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. For now, take care. Bye bye.